Although my collection contains many documents with known authors, there are almost just as many that remain anonymous for one reason or another. This particular letter came to me without an envelope, and the writer only signed off with his first name. But despite these setbacks, there are still a few facts I can give you. It was written by Rodger, a member of the 13th Airforce, to his family in Detroit on May 16, 1945. The 13th was stationed on Luzon in the Philippines, where bombing missions on the Japanese mainland were being carried out almost every day. World War II was in its final months, and although Luzon had been firmly in American control since February, pockets of Japanese resistance still remained on the island's mountainous regions. Dear folks, you'll have to pardon this messy paper, but it's my last. I guess I will have to revert to toilet tissue. Received your letters of May 5th and 6th, and one from Bill of the 4th. After seeing the list of courses Bill is taking, I am glad I'm out here. Can you just see me struggling through integral calculus, kinematics, dynamics, etc.? I guess he's getting on okay, but wants to get out of it and get into some action. He won't get his commission until March of 1947, and doesn't feel like waiting that long. Don't blame him. It was quite a relief to know Kenny finished his mission safely. He has been over quite a while, too. This may be a small island, but we are over 10 miles from the lines. Don't worry about that. Whistling Joe hasn't bothered us for a long time now. You know he's the artillery. Imagine we have cleared out most of the isolated field pieces. I haven't had much trouble keeping my fatigues clean. I have 3 full pairs and 2 extra pants. I'm usually ahead of my washing, too. We have more dry weather than wet, anyway. I know all the fellas I am with now at the 13th, and Schofield. They came over to Oahu with me. Freddie Rogers is in another section, and I see him occasionally. I wish people wouldn't paint such morbid pictures of this place. They always pick out the worst to write about. One can always find the nice things about a place, and it's so much better. I took a ride down to the beaches yesterday, and it was a very pretty trip. Lots of interesting things to see. The harbor wasn't near as crowded as when we came in. I was quite surprised. You mentioned the Japs landing behind our lines. That was to the north of us, and we didn't have any trouble. We were cautioned to be extra careful that night on guard. Not much chance of infiltration this far, but they are smart devils, and one never knows. I just wonder if Stu will be in the Army of Occupation, or sent over here before the year is out. I hope he gets to stay there, however. All was quiet last night until I went on guard at 2. About 3:15 the Nips decided to pay us a rather belated visit. The airfield caught hell, but it didn't seem to hamper our planes any today. They say the bulldozers were out filling up the holes before the last bomb was dropped, and AAA kept them up high. Our tent had a few holes from shrapnel this morning. The steel hit the canvas and punched a hole, but none came through. By the time it gets that far, it's too spent to do any harm. No worry on that account, I assure you. Did a big wash last night, so I'm very satisfied with myself. I've been getting a lot of Detroit newsletters, both from GM and People's Outfitting, so I've been catching up on local news. Well, I'm about out of paper, so cease for now. All my love, Rodger.